They were the most scandalous couple in the world, married twice and known for their vicious fights. But when Elizabeth Taylor passed away in 2011, it was revealed that her relationship with Richard Burton was much more than just a whirlwind romance. So let's get into it. And to this day, their love remains one of Hollywood's greatest mysteries. Hi, I'm your host. And today I'm counting down the top 5 craziest facts about Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton. In fact, they were known for their epic fights, which often ended up being physical. And it turns out that Richard was determined to make Elizabeth his wife even before they met. In fact, before meeting Elizabeth, Burton had already written a poem and composed a song asking her to marry him. And when the two finally got together, he wasted no time in popping the question. Elizabeth would later recall that Richard proposed to her for a whole week straight before she finally agreed to become his wife. It seems that he was really determined to have her as his wife, and their wedding was the talk of the town, with guests reportedly spending $50,000, which is the modern-day equivalent of over $375,000 on clothes alone. During their first marriage, Burton became increasingly jealous of his wife's close friendship with fellow actor and director Mike Todd. Their relationship continues to be one of Hollywood's most infamous, and their love story is still being told today. In fact, their relationship has inspired countless books, documentaries, and TV movies. And their fans continue to be fascinated by their relationship to this day. If you're a fan of the couple, let us know your favorite movie in the comments below. For more videos of Top 5 South, including more stories of the most scandalous celebrity couples, be sure to check out our channel. Thanks for watching. And when Todd tragically died in a plane crash, Richard accused Elizabeth of being to blame. He would later claim that she had sabotaged the aircraft because she wanted to collect on Todd's life insurance policy. However, there was no evidence to support his claim, and it was widely believed that Richard was simply being an abusive husband. Ultimately, the couple divorced in 1974, but they didn't stay single for long. Just 2 years later, they shocked the world by getting married for a second time. Unfortunately, the second marriage was even more tumultuous than the first, and the couple ended up getting into a massive brawl at a party. According to reports, Richard slapped Elizabeth so hard that she needed medical attention. And although the two eventually reconciled, their relationship was never the same. No. 5. Burton's first wife. When Richard Burton first met Elizabeth Taylor, he was still married to his first wife, Sybil. However, the two had an explosive chemistry from the moment they met. It was reported that the wedding cost a staggering $60,000, or the equivalent of over $450,000. Considering that the average wedding costs around $20,000, this definitely qualifies as one of Hollywood's most expensive ceremonies ever. And the festivities lasted for a whole week, complete with a red carpet entrance, red roses, and red lighting. It was the kind of wedding that only Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton could pull off. And they certainly did it in style. And despite the fact that Richard was still technically married, the pair began having an affair while filming Cleopatra in 1962. Soon after, Richard and Sybil's marriage fell apart, and the actor was determined to make his new romance work. Although Elizabeth was also no stranger to failed relationships. At the age of 20, she had already been married and divorced twice. She had also recently undergone a failed operation for a brain tumor, and had been left with a permanent facial scar. Clearly, the two had a lot in common, and Burton was completely smitten with his co-star. In fact, he would later reveal, that the moment he saw Elizabeth on the set of Cleopatra, he knew that he was in love.
No.
4. A lavish wedding. After a whirlwind romance, Richard Burton popped the question, and the couple exchanged vows in a lavish ceremony at a hotel in Montreal. The feuds, despite their undeniable chemistry, the couple's relationship was far from perfect. Number 2. Burton's proposal. Despite all the drama, Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton's relationship is still considered one of Hollywood's greatest love stories. No. 1. The legacy. Although Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton are no longer with us, their legacy lives on.